I want to emphasize one more time. The objects underlining the enactment of 612 was to insulate the bank from executive interference. Mr. Speaker, the clause 1 of this bill and same contained in the memorandum accompanying the bill defeats this completely. How can we now say that the principal enactment is being amended to state that support of economic policy of the government is to be prioritized? Mr. Speaker, you see clearly that when this House passes this bill, the minister is going to have some unfettered intrusion. Mr. Speaker, I appreciate the zeal of the minister. I appreciate his patriotism. But the Minister of Finance, who is introducing this bill, must know that the Bank of Ghana is supposed to have a full independence. The very complaint they made in the past, when they said, oh, there was interference. I remember when we had the cedi dollar, situation. The minority leader, Honorable Kasiel Atu Forson, as he then was among those who filed a censure motion against the finance minister and contended with some force that the minister had interfered in the activities of Bank of Ghana when there was no such express enactment that allowed the Minister of Finance, Ken Oforiatta, to have anything directly to do with the Bank of Ghana. Mr. Speaker, in this bill, the finance minister is indirectly going to take away the executive mandate of the governor. Mr. Speaker, he doesn't need to state it black and white, but if you have eyes, you can read. You need to have eyes to see what the Minister of Finance is trying to do. The Minister of Finance should not introduce this bill by personalizing it. An enactment lives beyond the tenure of a minister. He can be made the Chief of Staff tomorrow. He can be made Defense Minister tomorrow, bona fide. Would he say that because of his passion? You don't use passion to enact laws. Ato, with respect, you may have disagreement with me, but let it be said. Let me tell you, I won't just get up. I have my 8 memoir and I've done reading of this. So please, you may disagree with me. Don't say that I've not read and I'm just saying anything. Please, with respect, you know how much I respect you, my respected
minority leader. Address the chair.
Mr. Speaker, I will not get up on the floor when I am not so sure of my point I want to make. You may disagree with me. So, Mr. Speaker, what I see in this bill is that the minister will be chipping away the independence of the Bank of Ghana. We had good reason for making even the governor the executive chairman. That's why he chairs the board. That is why the governor is supposed to be very independent. Mr. Speaker, already we are hearing that every now and then the governor is being compelled to pump more money. That's what we are hearing. Now it appears that they now want to enact on it. That's the understanding I'm getting from this memorandum and the report of the committee. Now they want to give it a legal backing so that if tomorrow Bank of Ghana gives some liquidity support for government economic policy, we'll be told that, oh, there's a law backing it. Mr. Speaker, let me read. In my memo on this matter, this is what I've identified, that in clause 1, the bill amends the principal object of the bank by restating price stability and adding supporting objectives, including financial stability and support for government economic policy. Mr. Speaker, let us define government economic policy. Let us define it broadly. It will include that when you have implemented some policies and you know that you are having serious challenges, you can now hide under this enactment and direct the central bank to do as you please. Mr. Speaker, just as my respected colleague from Nsawam Adwejiri said, we will scrutinize clause by clause when we get there. But it is important that ab initio we draw your attention to the very danger of what is ahead of us. Mr. Speaker, I identified the loophole that amendment does not sufficiently insulate, like I said, the primary mandate from being subordinated to government policy priorities. You are not supposed to subordinate the central bank. They're supposed to make their own decisions and be very independent. What you are doing is to subordinate through this enactment the central bank to policy priorities of government. Mr. Speaker, so if this is your 24-hour economy you want to implement, and feasibly the experts at central bank feel that, look, this thing will not help, you are saying that by enactment they are compelled to support your own policy, economic policy priorities, even if it will hurt the economy. Is that what we want to do under this reset, Mr. Speaker? No. You've introduced a strange phrase, support the economic policy of government. So, Mr. Speaker, our colleague, the finance minister, must tread cautiously. He must tread cautiously. Because what is happening, I don't know the experts who provided expert advice on this and whether or not the central bank itself. Mr. Speaker, I'm reading the report. I did not see how involved the central bank itself was in respect of this whole matter and how comfortable they are. Of course, they are technicians. They will not say to you that we disagree with our minister. They will not. But, Mr. Speaker, this will not help the cause of Bank of Ghana and our economy in general. The minister should stay away from the activities of the central bank. Government must allow the central bank to operate with that independence bequeathed them under Act 612. That should be it. So, Mr. Speaker, I would want to rest my case and pray that we get to the next stage. Once we get there, there will be an opportunity for us on this side to introduce our amendment to cure some of the excesses we've identified in this draft bill, and if they are indeed ready to do the needful, support so that the bill will be properly fine-tuned to become mature as a proper law emanating from this house. Mr. Speaker, I rest my case on that point. Thank you so much.
Yes, Minister for Finance, your concluding remark.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, there's the need for me to clarify some few points. Right, Honorable Speaker, this amendment bill is rather supposed to strengthen the central bank and not to take its powers away from them. It is rather giving more powers to the central bank. Mr. Speaker, in doing so, let me now begin with the statement made by the minority leader. Mr. Speaker, the very provision that he's making reference to has always been in the Bank of Ghana Act since 2020. Mr. Speaker, it is not new. This provision he's making reference to has always been in the Central Banks Act. The reason why we are seeing it here is that we restated it and added another sub-clause. Mr. Speaker, they are not new. And so I urge the minority leader to go and take the enactment, the original enactment, and compare it with what we are actually passing today. They are not new. Mr. Speaker, let me make this point again. Right, Honorable Speaker.
Tell him to pay attention.
Right, Honorable Speaker. The Honorable Minority Leader, can you listen to me? Can you listen to me?
Listen.
Mr. Speaker, they are not new at all. In fact, since the original enactment, there have been 2 amendments, and all of them we have restated it. Mr. Speaker, this is coming on the back of the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana. Mr. Speaker, let me refer you to Article 183 of the Constitution. The Bank of Ghana shall be the Central Bank of Ghana, 1831, and shall be the only authority to issue the currency of Ghana. 2 says that the Bank of Ghana shall, A, promote and maintain the stability of the currency of Ghana and direct and regulate the currency system in the interest of the economic progress of Ghana. So, Speaker, it goes on to say that, B, it shall be the sole custodian of state funds of Ghana, both in and outside Ghana, and may by notice published in the Gazette authorize any other person or authority to act as a custodian of any such fund as may be specified in this notice. Then C says that encourage and promote economic development. Encourage and promote economic development and the efficient utilization of the resources of Ghana. Mr. Speaker, oftentimes wrong impressions has been created that the central bank's only mandate is price stability. They have a constitutional mandate of economic development. And Mr. Speaker, and that is actually in Article 1833 of the 1992 Constitution. I am not the one who wrote this Constitution. It is the responsibility of the central bank to promote economic development. Mr. Speaker, all what we are seeking to do here is to lift what is in the original enactment because of the new amendment that it contributes to the promotion and maintenance of financial stability in the country. That's all. It is not new. It is not new. It was in the 617, it was in the 917 Act. All of them, the same thing. So, Mr. Speaker, it is not new. Right, Honorable Speaker. Rather, what we are seeking to do here is one, to strengthen the provisions against monetary financing, to stop, in quote, the printing of money. That is what we are seeking to do here, so that tomorrow another government will not come and print money in excess to be able to create excessive inflation. That is what we are preventing. Mr. Speaker, we all know that monetary financing is against the progress of a country, and there should be some form of breaks in an act, and that is what this act seeks to do. Mr. Speaker, what we have done here is to mandate the minister responsible for finance to brief Parliament as soon as we reaches the threshold of 5% against previous year's revenue, and to assure the House remedies that they are putting in place to correct those monetary financing. Mr. Speaker, that is all what we are seeking to do. Mr. Speaker, we are strengthening the hands of Parliament in the law to mandate the minister responsible for finance to appear before you and to account and to tell us the reasons behind the monetary financing, recognizing that monetary financing bleeds unnecessary inflation. Mr. Speaker, that is what we are seeking to do. Mr. Speaker, aside that, today we have a central bank that has negative equity. Mr. Speaker, we are putting in place measures to compel the government of the day to automatically recapitalize the central bank from 2034. Mr. Speaker, this is because it takes a while to move it from negative equity. And so we will gradually move it from negative equity to positive equity and enshrine it in law so that anytime the central bank reaches negative equity position, the government of the day will be compelled to recapitalize the central bank, because this is the central bank of the state. Mr. Speaker, this is best practice. It is done everywhere in the world. Mr. Speaker, let someone challenge me that that is not the case in other jurisdictions. That is what it is. And so, Mr. Speaker, this bill is rather strengthening the central bank, not to weaken it. Mr. Speaker, again, let me make this point. And it's important I make this point. Mr. Speaker, after practicing democracy since 1992 and over 30 years of this particular Fourth Republic, we have learned our lessons, and we should certainly learn our lessons. Mr. Speaker, you have a central bank of state where anytime there's a change of government, sometimes it takes up to 12 months. Mr. Speaker, we've seen one that it took 10 months before the board of the central bank was reconstituted. Mr. Speaker, in doing so, what we are seeking to do here is that regardless of a change of government, the central bank, being the central bank of the Republic of Ghana, or the Bank of Ghana, the Central Bank of the Republic of Ghana, must run until the time that the government of the day is ready to change the board.
This is wisdom.
Mr. Speaker, this is because we have seen it happen. Mr. Speaker, I had the privilege to serve on the central bank as a board member. I served for 4 years. When there was a change of government, I did not attend board meetings any longer because I felt that I was there to represent the Minister of Finance. It took 7 months before the board was reconstituted. But the central bank must run. Beyond the politics, the central bank must run. And that is why we are saying that there should be a system in place where the central bank, the governing board of the central bank, must be in place until the government of the day decide. And so that is the rendition in the bill. So, Mr. Speaker, all what we are seeking to do here is rather to strengthen the governance, the corporate governance of the central bank, and to give them more powers for them to be able to perform their monetary policy. So, Speaker, let me make this final point. I recall in 2015, this same House debated and approved the current Bank of Ghana Act, amended Act. So, Speaker, the significant difference between what we approved in 2015 and what existed then was the fact that in the past, the Ministry of Finance nominate someone to serve on the Monetary Policy Committee. Mr. Speaker, we felt that impedes on the independence of the central bank. Because, Mr. Speaker, the Constitution guarantees the independence, monetary policy independence for the central bank. In other words, the functional autonomy of the central bank. And so what we seek to do at the time was to move the Ministry of Finance, being the fiscal agency, from the Monetary Policy Committee. Today is a different story. And all of this were done at the time to strengthen the independence of the central bank. Today, the central bank is strong as long as independence is concerned. There is a proposal before this House to go a little bit more. So, Speaker, it is for the House to decide. It is for the House to decide. But all what we are seeking to do here is nothing short of strengthening the central bank to be able to perform their constitutional mandate of price stability and development. That's all. That's all. That's all what we are seeking to do, and not to rather allow the Ministry of Finance to encourage Bank of Ghana to print money. No, it is the reverse. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.